Hello and welcome back to Holistic Within. My name is Danny Reyes. This week I want to talk about the within part. I've talked about it before, but I want to build a little bit more on it because it is just as important as the holistic part. A holistic means the perfection, the totality of something. Something that is complete needs nothing. For us to achieve that, first we have to connect within. So the within part is very, very important. When I have a client that comes in and they explain what the issue is, if it's a problem with the body, if they have a chronic illness or cancer, you name it, or if it's a problem of the mind, thoughts or emotions, or it doesn't matter. I always tell them that I'm not a healer. I am not going to heal them, but they can heal. They can find the power within to heal. So my job is only to help them find their power. Now, power means the ability to respond. And the ability to respond means responsibility. The responsibility is yours. The power is yours. Now, you don't have the power to change other people. You don't have the power to change things on the outside world. Well, we do, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But first and foremost, we have to change who we are. And then the things outside, they change. But we change ourselves. And the first thing that we have to do when we're facing a problem is go within. Go within. We find ourselves with a problem. Now, pay attention to this phrase. When you find yourself with a problem, you find yourself with a problem. Meaning, when I have a problem, it's there so that I can find myself. You find yourself with a problem. So a problem in that sense, it's never a problem. An illness is never an illness. An illness is just something to help me find myself. I like to ask my clients, who are you? And off the bat, they start telling me, well, my name is, they tell me their name, their nationality, what they do. You know, I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I'm a this, I'm a that. They never get to my question. Who are you? Not the identity that the world has put on you. That has nothing to do with you, with your true self. That has everything to do with your ego. That has everything to do with your identity, which, by the way, the ego is nothing more than my identity. My identity is what makes me different from you. It's not a bad thing. We all have identities. We all look a little bit different. We have a different fingerprint. It's okay to have an identity. It's okay to have an ego. We all do. It's impossible not to have one. The difference lies in if the ego is going to serve me, my true self, or if it's going to be the other way around, if I'm going to be serving my ego. Now, if I don't know who I am, be sure that I am serving my ego. If you don't know who you truly are, I can bet that you're serving your ego. For this, an inner journey is required. For this, we have to unveil the subconscious mind. We have to understand why we think the way we think. We have to understand where we're coming from. We have to understand why the body is feeling what it's feeling, why I'm saying what I'm saying. A great teacher over 2,000 years ago said, who speaks when you're moving your tongue? Who is in there? Is it just a reflection of the hypnosis that you've been living in? I don't know what's your approach with hypnosis. I'm a hypnotherapist, but I don't know what your approach is, but we all been hypnotized. When we're born, our brains work in they have a very slow wave activity, and everything we hear, everything we say has a huge impact. When I take a client into a hypnosis state, into a hypnotic state, all it happens is that their brain slows down enough to learn something new, to change a program. Now, when we're kids, from ages 0 to 7 or 8, we're in a hypnotic state. Our brain is in a hypnotic state. So if I tell my four-year-old kid, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, he or she is gonna grow up thinking that that's part of their identity. I'm not saying it's good or bad, that's for you to learn. But whatever I tell my kid, and whatever he or she sees me doing, whatever they feel that I exude, that I do and think and say, they are learning it. Because they're in a hypnotic state. That's the way it is. And then we grow up and we just repeat a process. We repeat a tape player. In our first few years of our life, we have the tape recorder on record mode, and we're recording everything. And then slowly we start to play it back. We start to play it back. And by the age of 9, 10, we're playing back everything that we learned in our first few years of our lives. And then it just becomes a repetitive thing. We're not alive anymore. To be alive is to expand, is to grow, is to be different. My grass looks the same, but it's not the same. It's different because I cut it. Every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, I cut it, and it's different grass. It's always different. It's always growing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care that I go out there every few days and cut it off. It grows back because it's alive. We tend not to do that. We tend not to be alive. We end up playing a tape over and over and over. And I want things to change. And things don't change. I want to lose weight and I don't lose weight. I want to learn a new thing and I don't learn a new thing, a new language or something. I want to be different, but I'm stuck being the same person, feeling the same emotions as yesterday, thinking the same thoughts as yesterday, and I'm expecting different results. That's not going to happen. For me, therapy, it is a basic necessity. It is right up there with water and food and air. Therapy is the inner journey. That's at least the definition that I have. We all need therapy. Now, I'm not saying go to an actual therapist of a certain kind. It doesn't matter if you like NLP, EFT, hypnotherapy, biomagnetic emotional therapy. It doesn't matter. Find something that is therapeutic for you. Meaning, is going to unveil who the subconscious is, who the psyche, who the ego is, and who you truly are. And then you start to make your identity work for you. You start to become coherent. And then you unlock the potential of life, the potential of everything. And then every second means infinite possibilities. And then you cannot feel anything but gratitude, anything but love. And this is where the unconditional love comes in. This is where agape comes into play. You start to see everything in a way that you've never seen it before. You're okay with the process. You're okay with the things or the way things are going, because you're not worried about changing outside things. You're worried about changing inside. And the amazing part is, when you change the inside, the outside changes, and it matches the reflection of your heart. you're not gonna believe me. You're not gonna believe it until you live it. My invitation to you is start doing therapy with whoever, whatever method it works for you, alone. If you want to plant some trees and talk to them, and that's fine, that is therapy too. But find who you are. Forget about identities, forget about all the things that the world has made you think you are. Find who you are, find that energy within you, and then start to make changes. Start to actually be alive. Start to actually expand and grow. There is no way out. There's only a way in. We have to take the inner path. We have to discover who we are. We have to remember it. When we came into the world, we forgot. We forgot that we are creators. We are creators of our own reality. And now I'm expecting the politicians to make things right so that I can have the reality that I want. Now I'm expecting the doctor to find in a pill the health that I want. Now I'm expecting my church leader to make sure that I'm going to have a life after this life or whatever. Now I'm expecting Wall Street to do something so that I can have the economy that I want. Not true. Not true. I can have the reality that I want when I become coherent with life, when I align with life, when I shine. When you start to align who you are, who you truly are, your ego starts to work for you. Your identity starts to shine. All levels of who you are starts to change, and there is something that is life. You become alive again. My invitation to you is do something different. Do something that you've never done before. Read a new book. Learn a new something. But start to change the subconscious mind. When you do that, when you line it up with who you are, things flow. Thank you. Have a great week.